When a disaster occurs, a community's ability to respond can make all the difference. Having shelter, meeting life's most basic needs, being comforted in a difficult time. Responding to a disaster is one of the primary functions of Wisconsin Emergency Management. When an emergency happens, our region directors assume key roles in responding to the emergency, assisting counties and tribes, helping their affected citizens begin their recovery.
Currently, Wisconsin Emergency Management has 6 region directors and a response section supervisor. So when we get word of an event, we'll normally dispatch the region director to that affected county so they can be on scene, provide advice and assistance to the county director, and provide situational awareness to either the state EOC or WEM senior management so we can start to make determinations on assistance that could be provided to them.
Proper response naturally depends on good planning and preparedness. Wisconsin Emergency Management works with counties and tribes to help them plan for, respond to, and recover from natural and man-made disasters.
We had some heavy rains in Polk County. 4 of our municipalities were hit, pretty drastically for them. Their resources were exhausted very quickly. I work with them initially to do the damage assessment. We figure things out, they declare their emergencies, and then we work with Wisconsin Disaster Fund and through WEM, Wisconsin Emergency Management, to file claims, and we get those processed as quickly as we can to get the money back to the locals.
Wisconsin Emergency Management also provides grant money to support the emergency management programs of counties and tribes.
Our goal has been to cover at least 50% of their salary and fringe because it is a 50-50 match grant, and we're very successful at that.
Wisconsin Emergency Management works hand in hand with municipalities, counties, and tribes. Dane County, for example, has 61 units of local government. When a disaster occurs, the county works with those municipalities, then can turn to the state for assistance if needed.
Identifying where people have been affected, identifying specifically what their needs are, identifying local resources that can help, and also relaying that request to the state to find state agency assistance that's available as well. Because very, very rarely is there just one agency that can provide assistance for citizens following the response of an emergency.
A major part of many emergency response situations is providing shelter to people displaced, perhaps by fire, flood, or tornado. Having strong relationships with county directors, local Red Cross chapters, and other agencies is key in getting that done. The best case scenario is providing shelter in small groups, 25 people or fewer. But Wisconsin Emergency Management prepares for large-scale evacuations.
We very rarely, when we open shelters in Wisconsin, have huge numbers of people. But we still are responsible for planning in the event we get huge numbers of people. After Hurricane Katrina, we actually brought in 500 people. And that puts an enormous strain on our resources if we haven't really planned on how to do that.
Quality planning and organization by Wisconsin Emergency Management also makes it easier to manage volunteers who want to help and make best use of donations like food and water. But the best thing for people to donate in an emergency is cash.
Think about how much it costs to transport a truckload of canned goods to an area. And with cash, an area can sort of stretch out what they do with the funds and take it all the way through the long-term recovery and really customize, what they use for the people's needs.
In an emergency, it's not just people who may need shelter. Pets need a place to stay too. Typically, only service animals are allowed at sheltering sites, so other accommodations are made for their pets. Even as first responders are working to save lives and property, Wisconsin Emergency Management is assessing the situation, determining if financial assistance through a presidential disaster declaration is warranted, making plans to remove debris, and developing long-term recovery committees.
Then the first 24 hours, we're thinking of recovery activities. Going from opening shelters for them, seeking donations to assist them, looking at what volunteer organizations ought to be brought in. The goal is to return the citizens to whatever that sense of normalcy is for them.
Wisconsin Emergency Management, preparing for emergencies, responding when they occur. and helping citizens get their lives back to normal.